texting with Howard. He's coming in tomorrow, pick the Bills. It's going to be scorched earth. He's going to go nuts.
9-8.
Nate Geary joins us on the Western Hotline. Nate made a request to come on. He worked how many hours yesterday? And he's like, I'm going to get 15. I'm going to get up in the morning and yell some more about the Bills. Nate, when the Bills lose, you are often therapy for people because you get a little upset. Have you slept on it and you feel better, or did you feel like you might want to yell more?
Oh, no, I don't feel better. It was one of those nights last night where I stood up in bed. I get home, girlfriend's already asleep. Obviously, it's late. I'm just kind of sitting there, and I'm sort of, still wired and awake and just thinking about so many ridiculous things about that game last night. Maybe the most ridiculous part, and, Josh Allen had 105 yards passing after the first throw of the game until the last drive in garbage time last night against a defense that gave up 30 points to the Carolina Panthers 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, no, I don't feel better, guys. No, I don't.
Yeah. Well, what's the path forward in your eyes? Because they've got issues. They've got issues defensively. They've got issues offensively. Injuries. We're going to have to wait and see how things are looking from an injury standpoint, because whether it's Christian Benford, who did return, or Josh Palmer, who did not, or, on and on, TJ Sanders and whatever. What do you think ultimately happens?
Well, I think there's two schools of thought. There's a bucket of what I think happens and a bucket of what I think should happen. And I'm going to spend the time talking about what should happen because I don't think anything's going to happen. So there's not a lot of reason to talk about something I don't think is going to happen. But they need to. I guess in year 9 or however many years this is of Sean McDermott, that he is still talking about run fits, about angles of pursuit. If they have to keep doing that, someone should get benched. I watched the first play of the second half defensively for the Falcons, and it was a Bijan Robinson run. And the effort of tackling that I saw from A.J. Epinesa, right there, bench A.J. Epinesa for the rest of the game. To me, I know they're going through injuries and, maybe you can't bench a defensive lineman, but, at a certain point, when's Taylor Rapp going to get benched? When is A.J. Epinesa going to get benched? When are these players that these are fundamental things that the coach has been talking about since his first year here. How are we still talking about gap integrity at halftime? It's insane. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Especially when so many of the players that they add to this defense are guys that have been in it before.
Yeah.
Right.
And, to me, the answer, Jeremy, is to go all in. Is this team as currently constructed is not good enough. And so for me, trade your first next year, trade your second next year, trade 2027's first. They're going to need go out and sign C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Go out and sign Stephon Gilmore. And instead, you've got Jordan Poyer back, and you've got Balin Spector back, and you've got Gabriel Davis back. Guys you have moved on from because they weren't good enough, and yet they are back. I do not understand how we've gotten to week 6. We're entering the bye. And, Joe, your tweet yesterday, I laughed, and it was kind of a sad laugh. Michael Hoyt could be Bruce Smith, and he's not fixing that defense as it currently stands. But it's not just the defense. We can talk about the defense ad nauseum if everybody wants, because they gave up 335 yards in the first half. They gave up 3 points in the second half. If you had told me since Josh Allen's second season, since 2020, let's put that 2020, that if the opposing team scores 23 and 24 points in back-to-back weeks, I would have signed up for that immediately with no questions asked in pregame. But the last 2 weeks offensively, it's the cute play calling, it's the personnel. To me, I don't think that's a big enough talking point. Is your best players are on the field for 40% of the snaps. Yesterday, the offense can't move, and Khalil Shakir plays 48% of the snaps. What are we doing? It's almost like they've gotten to the point where they're outthinking themselves. The too cute thing isn't just that's a weird call for that moment. It's why aren't our best players on the field? Because we're trying to disguise what we're doing. They're trying to be the Chiefs, right? Where they just noodle around for 17 weeks. They win games. But they're not the Chiefs. The Chiefs have figured that whole thing out. Like it or not, they figured out how to win, and they've got a formula in the regular season. And we talked about this a lot all offseason, that if the turnover thing, where they force more turnovers than anybody in the league, and then they give up the fewest turnovers in the league, was not a sustainable model for this team. So they caught lightning in a bottle last year, and they thought a lot like the Sabres think, which is, well, we'll just keep doing the same thing, even though other teams change and other people figure out ways to stop you. They just thought, we're going to be able to show 30% of our playbook every week and score 30 points and not worry about it because our schedule is bad. And they've gotten punched in the face, and they don't really have a response. To me, them not having any answers to blitz yesterday is an indictment of your offensive coordinator. And if it's not an indictment of your offensive coordinator, it's an indictment of the weapons he's been given that he can't do anything with. And you said it yesterday to me, Jeremy, it was an indictment on Keon Coleman. He's got 2 routes he can run. Their only other good receiver is Khalil Shakir, and everybody knows he's their best receiver. So they're not going to give him easy access throws. So now the question is, can they bring someone in now that can be a separator, that can help them immediately, and will it matter? These are things that needed to be self-scouted, addressed, and, done in the offseason. And now we're again in the second year in a row talking about how they're going to find somebody that can help this deep game and the intermediate game, and who knows how long Josh Palmer's going to be out. But, yeah, man, it's just I can't believe we're talking about this 6 weeks into the season, and none of this got addressed last year, and we've got, it's just, oh, man, it is uber frustrating this morning.
Nate Geary joining us on the Western Hotline. He had the post game. You go back and listen to it if you want. I went back and listened to it a little bit this morning, so, I got my fix. Thanks, Nate. We'll talk for the Panther game in a couple weeks.
Can't wait. We all need a bye. I think we all need a bye.
Yes, so. A bye will do a body good. Thanks, Nate. Nate Geary on the Western Hotline. 803-0550 and 1-888-552-550. Load up the phone lines. We can grab another call. We got Sal coming up at the Northtown Automotive Extra Point Show, and the Bills sit at 4-2. We're just watching Ryan Clark and Scott Van Pelt rep that game last night. And one thing that Ryan Clark said, he just went in on the caliber of the Bills and what they expect and how they're a championship caliber team, and those are their expectations. And his takeaway was that I'll paraphrase, that defense too soft. You're gonna. He even said you'll get a couple players back, but they're not going to be enough coming back to change what you are. And that defense is just soft, gets pushed around, gets beat. I just think there is. We talk about it a lot. We were spoiled by Hyde and Poyer, and now I just think
it's not just that you're spoiled. I think they're legitimately one of the worst safety duos in football.
They were last year.
It's not, hey, they're middle of the pack,
no,
and we all treat them like they're not that good because of the guys that came before. No, legitimately, Rapp and Bishop might be the worst safety tandem in football.
And they brought it back.
They really might
with
be.
the hope that Bishop would be okay, and he's better than he was, and Rapp appears to be lost. I don't think they're. I mean, Bishop is athletic, so I can't say he's not athletic enough, but I don't think you can get away with Rapp back there. I don't think he can start for a team that's going to win. But maybe he can turn it around. He'd been good before when they had Hyde and Poyer, and I don't know.